Do you remember it? That first time. For me, it was a dark, noisy room buzzing with the energy of a dozen other kids. The air smelled like popcorn, burnt electronics. I remember sliding a coin into a slot. It made this satisfying clunk. The screen lit up, a world of chunky pixels and bleeping sounds. It was magic. A simple stick, a button, gave you control over this little universe. That feeling, that small spark of wonder, is where this whole story begins. From that single coin drop to the vast digital worlds we carry in our pockets today, gaming didn't just grow up, it took over everything. It all started in places like that, in the arcades of the 1970s. These weren't just places to play games, they were social hubs, the new town square for a generation raised on television. You'd stand shoulder to shoulder with a stranger, cheering them on as they tried to beat a high score. Games like Pong were deceptively simple. 2 digital paddles, 1 digital ball, that's it. But it was revolutionary. It proved that people would pay money to interact with a screen, to compete not with their bodies, but with their reflexes and their minds. It was a new kind of fun. Fast, loud, and intensely public. The arcade cabinet was a monolith, a temple to this new form of entertainment. Each one was a portal to a different challenge. You could be a spaceship pilot in Space Invaders, fending off wave after wave of descending aliens. Or you could be a yellow circle, gobbling up dots and ghosts in Pac-Man. The games were designed to be difficult, to eat your coins and keep you coming back for more. They were short bursts of adrenaline, a test of skill that you could measure in 3 glowing letters on a leaderboard. This era laid the foundation for everything that followed. It established the core language of gaming: lives, scores, levels, and bosses. It created the first generation of gamers, people who understood the logic and the thrill of these digital worlds. The arcade was a brilliant, flashing, noisy experiment, and it was a massive success. It showed there was a massive appetite for interactive entertainment, an appetite that was about to move from the public arcade and find a permanent, powerful home right in the middle of our living rooms. The revolution had begun, but its next stage would be even bigger. The magic of the arcade couldn't be contained for long. People wanted to bring that excitement home, to play without needing a pocket full of quarters. And so, the home console was born, a plastic box you could plug into your television. Suddenly, the family TV wasn't just for watching shows anymore. It was a portal. The Atari 2600, released in 1977, was a game changer. It brought classics like Space Invaders. It brought classics like Pac-Man. It wasn't just for kids, it was for the whole family. Gaming became a domestic activity, competing with your brother, competing with your sister, competing with your parents. The controllers were basic, a single joystick, 1 red button, but they were a gateway to countless hours of fun. You owned the game. You spent hours mastering a level, learning every secret. The cartridges were a library of adventures. Trade them with friends, borrow new ones, build a collection. Then the market flooded with terrible games. It became a crash. 1983. Stores filled with unsold cartridges. People lost faith. The dream seemed to fade. The industry needed a hero. It came from Japan. A company that once made playing cards saw an opportunity. They believed in quality. They believed in fun. They believed games could be more than repetitive challenges. They planned to reinvent the industry. That company was Nintendo. The new chapter. The living room was about to become a battlefield. Enter the plumber. In 1985, the Nintendo Entertainment System landed in America, and with it came a little guy in a red hat named Mario. This wasn't just another box that played games, it was a promise of quality. Nintendo had a seal of approval, a guarantee that the game you were buying wouldn't be a broken mess. Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just a game, it was an epic adventure that scrolled across the screen. It had secrets, power-ups, and a princess to save. It introduced the world to characters and stories, making games feel less like a simple reflex test and more like an interactive cartoon. This success didn't go unnoticed. Another Japanese company, Sega, threw its hat into the ring. If Nintendo was the careful, family-friendly giant, Sega was the cool, edgy rebel, their mascot a blue hedgehog with an attitude, Sonic. The console wars of the late 80s and early 90s were born. Were you a Nintendo kid or a Sega kid? The playground arguments were fierce. This competition was fantastic for gamers. It pushed both companies to innovate, to create better graphics, better sound, and more ambitious games. It was a golden age of 2D gaming, giving us legendary titles and iconic characters we still love today. While consoles battled for control of the living room, another revolution was quietly happening on office desks and in computer rooms. The personal computer was becoming more powerful. At first, PC gaming was a niche hobby. The machines were expensive, and you needed some technical know-how, but the PC offered something consoles couldn't: Flexibility. With a keyboard and mouse, developers could create entirely new kinds of games. Complex strategy games like Civilization, where you could build an empire over thousands of years, found a perfect home on the PC. The PC fostered online communities. Gamers could connect through bulletin board systems to discuss their favorite titles, share strategies, and even download user-created modifications, or mods. Games like Doom not only pioneered the first-person shooter genre but also let players design their own levels. The PC wasn't just a place to play games, it was a place to create them. This set the stage for a future where gaming would become more complex, more connected, and more player-driven than ever before. The mid-1990s felt like a massive leap forward. The flat, two-dimensional worlds of Mario, Sonic, suddenly seemed quaint when a new player entered the arena. Sony, a giant in electronics, released the PlayStation. Cartridges, CDs, more storage meant three-dimensional graphics, full-motion video, cinematic cutscenes, voice acting. Worlds felt vast and immersive. Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy VII, stepping into a movie you could control. A paradigm shift. Gaming felt more mature, more epic. PlayStation became a cultural phenomenon, targeted the older audience, kids who grew up with Nintendo now as teenagers, young adults. Gaming wasn't just for children, mainstream hobby for people in their 20s, 30s. Seeing Sony's success, another giant entered. Microsoft, 2001, Xbox launch, powerful hardware, Halo, combat evolved, console wars intensified, visual, PlayStation versus Xbox, biggest innovation, gaming went online. Services like Xbox Live, plug your console into the internet, revolutionary. From solo local couch play to global connected play, team up with friends across the country, face teams across the world. Opponents became real, unpredictable people. Added challenge, strategy, social interaction. Online changed games' nature, not static products, but living services. Developers could release patches to fix bugs, add new content, host special events. Multiplayer modes became main attractions. Communities and rivalries lived digitally. The lonely gamer in a dark room became part of a global network, a squad, a guild. The world of gaming had become a world in itself. Just when we thought we knew what gaming was, it changed again. And this time, it fit right into our pockets. The rise of the smartphone put a powerful little computer in the hands of billions. At first the games were simple, like Snake on old Nokia phones, but as phones got smarter, the games did too. The advent of app stores let developers reach a massive global audience with a single click. Angry Birds, Candy Crush Saga. This explosion of mobile gaming was transformative. It made gaming more accessible than ever. You didn't need an expensive console or a high-end PC, you just needed a phone. People were playing on the bus, in waiting rooms, during lunch breaks. The business model changed. Many games were free to play. They monetized through optional in-game purchases and advertisements. This brought in a whole new demographic. It turned gaming from a dedicated hobby into a casual, everyday pastime for millions. While gaming got more casual, it got intensely professional too. Online communities that started on PCs, consoles, evolved into esports. Competitive gaming wasn't new, but the scale was. Playing video games could be a career. League of Legends, Counter-Strike. Pro players began training like traditional athletes, forming teams, and competing for millions in prize money. It was no longer just bragging rights, it was a legitimate sport. Looking back, it's clear that the journey from Pong to today is more than just a story about technology. It's a story about culture. Video games have fundamentally changed how we play, how we connect, how we tell stories. They are no longer a niche hobby for kids in basements. They are a dominant force in the global entertainment industry, bigger than movies and music combined. Games have become a shared language that connects people across different ages, different countries, different backgrounds. Friends are made, communities are built, rivalries are forged in these digital spaces. The impact goes even deeper. Games have become a powerful medium for artistic expression. Independent developers, armed with accessible tools, are creating deeply personal and thought-provoking experiences, tackling themes like love, loss, mental health. At the same time, gaming culture has faced its share of challenges, prompting conversations about inclusivity, online toxicity, responsible design. And now, we stand on the cusp of the next great leap. Technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, promise to blur the lines between the digital and physical worlds. VR headsets don't just show you a game on a screen, they place you directly inside the game world. AR can overlay our reality with interactive digital information, turning our cities into playgrounds. These technologies are still in their early days, much like the arcades in the 1970s, but their potential to redefine what it means to, play is immense. So, what does the future hold? More connection, more immersion, more creativity. The tools to create games will become even more accessible, leading to an explosion of new voices and new ideas. Games will continue to be a place where we can be heroes, explorers, creators, competitors. They will be a place to learn, to escape, and to connect with others. But no matter how advanced the technology gets, the core magic will always remain the same. It's that simple spark of joy you feel when you pick up a controller, tap a screen, and step into another world. That feeling is here to stay.